Hey, you random stranger, how have you been? It's been a while since we last saw Reg, Rico, and Nanachi and Bondrewd, but I think I'm about ready to dive back into the Abyss for this very first movie reaction of this channel, Made in Abyss Dawn of the Deep Soul. I hope you guys are ready as well. I know a lot of you have watched the movie, some of you haven't, and also someone needs to give ramen artist Aaron a medal for mentioning in the comments that they've watched Dawn of the Deep Soul 6 times. Look, for me personally, it's a goal just to get through this once, and I kind of feel a bit better knowing that there are you guys to suffer alongside with me. Before starting, I do want to do a quick few comment shout outs, and well, given that this is probably the last Made in Abyss reaction for a while, I just wanted to take the opportunity to thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for making watching this series so much more fun and so much more intellectually stimulating than it otherwise would have been if I just watched it normally. So if you guys check out my AniList account, you can see all the animes that I'm planning to watch in the future. And of course, I'm always open to recommendations. I'm just getting started on my anime trip, and I do have a lot to catch up on. So if you want to continue joining me on my quest, I would love to have you. Otherwise, if it was just for Made in Abyss, I'm just glad you were here for that. I guess we can start with the looming character we're most definitely going to encounter more of in the movie, Bondrewd, or as Sensei NISYA so accurately pointed out, the third member of Daft Punk. I have thoughts about Bondrewd, and I liked that there was such a variety of opinions on his character in the comments because they really made me think. So there was a very interesting take from Cookie, who I think made a decent case for not necessarily seeing Bondrewd as evil. So on the kids that he was sending down to the sixth layer, they wrote, he cares about what they are being made use of as rather than what they are, similar to how we treat animals meant for meat production differently than animals we make use of as pets, and the parallel human as test subject versus human as friend or family. He just takes the logical consistency of moral systems to the extreme, applying the rules we use without second thought elsewhere to humans, prioritizing his research over the value of children that have already been abandoned by society. So yeah, I mean, good point. I personally don't take that view, but I do understand it, and I very much appreciate the potential utilitarian interpretation of what's going on there. I feel like asking if Bondrewd is evil is akin to asking whether psychopaths are evil. He is either biologically incapable of seeing those kids as human, which in my book fits the definition of evil, whether that dehumanization is intentional or not, or he does acknowledge their humanity but believes sacrificing them for the sake of overcoming the curse is a greater good that he is willing to pay the price for, which again is evil in my books. So I really felt it when David Myford called Bondrewd the netherworld's equivalent of Joseph Mengele. So the Nazi doctor who during World War II performed these horrific, unconscionable experiments on Jewish prisoners, including kids. And he, of course, believed that he had done nothing wrong, even after the war. So I think Bondrewd is a clear fictional equivalent to those real-life monsters in human skin. Maybe contained within the world of Made in Abyss, it's easier to make the case for Bondrewd not being evil. But for me, because we come with the baggage of history that's thrown up these exact same heinous beings, it's hard to not draw the parallel and recognize the evil for what it is. Also, I found it telling that Bondrewd does have that conversation with another cave raider who's asking him, but these are kids, like human kids. Are you sure you want to do this? And so to me, that says that even in this world, there are standards that broader humanity recognizes and that Bondrewd totally falls short of. That Marching Bunny also made a great point about the way Made in Abyss makes use of shocking situations. So Made in Abyss has so much depth to the whole thing, from the characters, story, and the world. How everything just seems centered around the pursuit to explore the abyss, even to the point of sacrifice and in some cases using questionable morality. There are many series that do things just for the shock value, but I like how this particular series almost always has meaning in even the things that are hard to watch. Bondrewd is a good example of this. His time in the abyss has not been kind to who he has become, but in the world of the abyss, that is just par for the course. And I appreciate so much the comment about shock value. I agree that even things like the way Mitty was mutilated and then ultimately killed, it all tied in with the overarching through line of how the abyss warps human minds and morality and the consequences that flow from that. So you're right in that there are many examples of other shows, some of them pretty major ones as well, where the violence just feels gratuitous or done purely for shock value and often at the expense of plot lines or proper character development. One last thing about Bondrewd from Pyramid, mentioning how with Bondrewd, he's so horrible, but his posture and his voice makes him so calming and warm, just like a protecting parent. And yes, this was something that I definitely picked up on, and kind of just gives me the chills just thinking about it, because going back to Joseph Mengele, he would make friends with the kids he would experiment on, and then go on to murder. So Mengele would like give them candy and be kind to them and just make sure that they were treated well. So it's like insanity, but again, there's just a very real life comparison there. Pyramid also touched on something else that I raised some flags on like way back in the beginning around child nudity and the use of child sexualization in Made in Abyss. So it was about that last swimming naked in the lake scene. They wrote, the multiple mentions of sexuality and representation of nudity in Made in Abyss is interesting because sometimes it feels like it is to introduce a theme or to add an element to the world or a character. For example, Reg asking himself in episode 1 why he has a penis leads the spectator to ask himself how close to a human he is. And sometimes it's just disturbing and awkward and basically voyeurism. And that's how I feel about this scene. The only good thing about it is that it's less awkward than in the manga. I rewatched that part of the episode after reading this comment, and I remember thinking, why is this so dragged out? Like, what's the narrative purpose of this dialogue? And, with Nanachi playing the role of the voyeur and, egging Reg on and all of that. And I couldn't think of any narrative purpose. It's just kind of there. The parts focusing on Reg's embarrassment over his physical arousal and like all of that could have been cut and it wouldn't have changed the story or any of the characters in any meaningful way. So it's difficult. Like obviously the threshold for child sexualization and nudity in media are extremely high for very good reasons. And I guess to draw a conclusion to the issue that this comment raised and also the questions that I asked back in, I think it was episode 3, about whether Made in Abyss falls short of those standards. For me personally, I'm glad to say that I don't think the anime series commits any major breaches, although they definitely flirted with the line a few times. Enough for me to like raise an eyebrow and be like, what, like, why? But not to the point where I thought it was super inappropriate and gross. I have been told the manga is more explicit and voyeuristic in certain ways, and I can't judge that because I haven't read it, obviously, but I imagine it might have something to do with how the very form of manga just allows the creator to dwell on certain things or certain details a lot more, and there's just more leeway for them to indulge in whatever fantasies or visions that they have. But yeah, thank you so much for bringing that up, because as I've said before, I think it's just important to be educated about why media, despite being fictional, should also be held to a certain standard when it comes to child sexualization and nudity. And that standard is it absolutely positively necessary? And if so, how are you going to do it in a way that isn't unnecessarily traumatic or voyeuristic? Next, Widow Senpai pointed out something that broke my heart. It was about before Nanachi escaped. So Nanachi is helping Bondrewd's research in the hope that Mitty can be returned to normal, and that's why she's still drawing her picture. But when Nanachi realizes the truth, they stop the drawing, symbolizing giving up on returning Mitty to her human form. Yeah, so thank you for that. Thank you for breaking my heart. It's just, I didn't notice it the first watch through, and so knowing that now just adds so much more tragedy to the whole situation. There was something else I noticed about Bondrewd's experiments on Mitty as well. So remember, the Abyssal Faith proclaims that when someone dies, their soul takes a different form and goes back to someone else who wishes to live. Compare that to what happens when Bondrewd kills Mitty over and over and over, and every time that she would resurrect or regrow or regenerate, nothing much would change, but her form would shift a little. So I just thought the parallel of the forms changing was a neat little detail, kind of indicating how Bondrewd has completely twisted the comforting, very spiritual nature of the Abyssal Faith into something really grotesque. Joseph Need also came in with some great summing up of what happened in the last episode. They wrote, I love how Mitty's death ties all three of the characters so strongly together. Reg and Nanachi can identify with each other in their obligations to their optimistic friend. Nanachi heals Riko using Mitty's blood-purified antidotes. Riko comforts Mitty by looking through her eye, as Nanachi says is a window into her soul, and gives Nanachi the evidence she needs to believe that Mitty has truly passed on and that they made the right choice. Riko experiences a similar trapped pain as Mitty, and last of all, Mitty's departure reminds Riko of her goals and helps her reawaken. And yeah, when I think about it, it's actually kind of amazing how they tied all of that together in one double-length episode. And Joseph also mentioned, for all of the Tolkien fans out there, that Made in Abyss is a story that features very strong Eucatastrophe themes. So Eucatastrophe literally means like a sudden and unexpected happy ending. And it's worth reading in full what Joseph Need wrote, but I'll read a little bit here. So one of the things keeping the story from simply being a gratuitous, nihilistic edgefest is how there is a definite, albeit relatively subtle, silver lining to every dark cloud. And then there's like a couple of examples. So while Ozan beats the kids and tells them the horror of Riko's birth, she also leaves them with more hope than before that Lyza is alive and gives them her pickaxe. Likewise, after the horror of Mitty's death, miracles occur. Riko comforts Mitty's soul through her eye, and their letter to Surface beats all odds and lands right where Reg was first discovered and in the hands of Nat. Something I appreciate about Made in Abyss is that consistent theme of how we're physically descending the layers and the horrors progressively become worse, but there's always some kind of sudden saving light. So to me, it's symbolic of how even in the darkest of places, there's always the unexpected burst of human empathy and human goodness. And I think Antonia gave a really good example of that, of how good unexpectedly comes out of the bad. So they wrote, the entire story of Nanachi and Mitty is a parallel to Riko and Reg in some ways. This could have all happened to Reg and Riko, but it didn't. Due to this series of events, Nanachi was able to save a duo much like her and Mitty from a tragic fate. Nanachi was essentially able to break a cycle, in a sense. And I love the idea of Nanachi being the one to break some kind of violent cycle, and that she found some form of peace by showing kindness, however begrudgingly, towards Reg and Riko. So yeah, I loved all of that Eucatastrophe stuff, and just a lot of great literary themes that come out when you really dig deep beneath the surface. All right, just a bit more time for some theorizing before the movie. So from Harmless Spider, we finally found out what all of the gravestones and raider gear were about, sort of. So this is referring to the cave raiding equipment that is like displayed on Nanachi's wall, which I also found very odd. So the comment continues, it seems she was hunting them down when they got into her territory so she could experiment on them to procure a medicine or poison that would be strong enough to help Mitty. Sure, she could have just found and brought back only almost dead raiders that had met with Orbi-chan or some other beasts, but with the amount of gravestones, I severely doubt that it was the case. And of course, she had to kill them when she was done with them so that they didn't tell their friends about how the hollow with its humanity still intact. Oh, about the hollow with its humanity still intact. I bet she calls that orb piercer Orbi-chan because it helped her collect specimens. And when you think about it, it seems as though Nanachi got a little bit more out of staying with Bondrewd than just her fluff and medical knowledge. So yeah, very sharp. I agree that all of that is possible. And something again that breaks my heart is just how Nanachi was forced in a way to use her knowledge of medical experimentation that she most definitely picked up from Bondrewd in order to save Mitty. But unlike Bondrewd, who does it out of some messed up idea of scientific heroism, Nanachi was forced to do that out of needing to restore Mitty's dignity. So some theorizing on the Abyssal Faith, and so Riko's vision and her sensing that she would see Mitty again. I guess in real life, no one knows for sure where people go after they die, right? I mean, not really. Like, people have their religious or non-religious beliefs, and those beliefs do offer people some real comfort despite their ultimate unprovability. And so it's kind of left up in the air as to whether the Abyssal Faith about the soul reincarnating or returning to someone is actually true. On the one hand, the fact that Riko is connected to the abyss and that she smelled the smoke, and then that's when the crying stopped, because obviously that's when Reg had killed Mitty. That all suggests that there might be something solid to it. On the other hand, it could just be Riko's upbringing and her whole faith in the abyss that created that feeling, or it could also be like the abyss itself manipulating those kinds of feelings. I don't know. I wonder if we'll find out more about, what happens to souls in the movie. One last theory from I Am Watching You on what Lyza is potentially up to. They wrote, knowledge is power. Now imagine if what makes Lyza a monster is not about her eternal gunpowder pickaxe or not about powerful artifacts in her disposal, but her impeccable knowledge about everything in the abyss. It's like fighting a person without holding any weapon, but you're still frightened because everything in your surroundings could become her weapon. And I was thinking about that, and I'm actually kind of a bit scared that Lyza has become one of the monsters in the abyss. Probably the final boss type, because, well, just given how much of a boss she was even before she got lost down there. And if so, I have no idea what would happen if she ever came face to face with Riko. So that brings us finally to this movie. I'm extremely curious because I noticed that it's called Dawn of the Deep Soul, and Reg, of course, is an Obeyed, which literally means lovers separating at dawn. And I don't think the references to dawn are coincidental, but I guess we'll see. Also, we learned in the last episode that Reg's incinerator is also referred to as Sparagmos, or essence returning light, which again is like a neat parallel to the sixth layer, which is where the city of Unreturned is. Unreturned referring to how people lose their humanity pretty much almost immediately when they go down there. And so Reg essentially embodies everything that Bondrewd has been seeking for, like a solution, if you will, to the sixth layer's curse. And that doesn't really bode well, because I had a crazy thought. I think upon meeting Reg, Bondrewd would probably be like, yes, amazed that there's this person who is completely immune to the curse, but also, wouldn't he also feel like his life's work has been completely invalidated? He has destroyed so many kids, and in the end, here's this Obeyed who has existed all along that was the answer. I don't think he'd feel bad about the lives he's completely messed up and ruined. Just maybe a little bit stiffed that he didn't find Reg sooner. Okay, guys, I hope you're all settled in with a drink at your side. Also, just a warning, so the site that I'm streaming this from, Wakanim, is not letting me screen capture at all, so I will have the timer going as usual at the bottom, and also just from time to time I'll put up these, like, I don't know, video clips or something just to make sure that you're all synced up properly. Also, I think it depends on where you're streaming this from, the timing might be a little bit different. So we'll see how we go, and I'm gonna start this. So my version is 1 hour and 45 minutes and 5 seconds long. All right, so if you guys are good to go, let's do it in 3, 2, 1, play. Okay, there's the Wakanim logo. Not recommended for children under 16. It's fair. There's another blue logo, Korakawa, and Kinema Citrus Co. So I'm just visually describing these just to help you guys sync up. Okay, we've got noise of the ocean and Nanachi climbing down the cliff face, making these really cute sounds. And Reg and Rico coming down. Yeah, I think we can trust Nanachi at this point. Oh, this is visiting Lyza's grave. I wonder if all these memories are just going to hit Reg in one go. He's hallucinating again. Oh no. Are these going to be new monsters or ones that we've seen before? Excavators. Oh, okay, so they've got like a whole chain of command in place. That's useful. I love Nanachi. She's so in control and confident. What was that? Is it holding something that belongs to a cave raider? Why? What is with there? This is like a protective suit. And they just disappeared into the ground. They picked it up. Okay, this excavator is obviously they're human. It's just they're speaking through some kind of mask. Ignore. Oh. Oh my goodness, it's like what the Abyss does. Like it disguises itself as some treasure trove when it's really this predator pit. Ugh, plant its larvae in you. Ugh, oh, yuck. Being eaten alive. I mean, how long would it take for you to actually die? I don't know, it could be months. To resonate. Amaranthine deceptors. Oh, so what is it? They're spreading like pests and they originally were only found on the 6th layer. Can't you just mercy kill that dude? I guess that's the mercy kill. That is some nasty business. You don't want Bondrewd knowing about like Reg's ability to kill or at least send people who have lost their humanity, you know, back into the ether, so to speak. Okay. How did the bugs not get to Rico and Nanachi? They're just gonna stop at the edge of the field. Oh god, but it's better than you, getting one of those bugs inside you. It's not surprising. I'm sure Bondrewd has been tracking. Well, Bondrewd has been tracking Nanachi all this time. And now that she's found Reg, and he knew that Midi was able to die, he knows that Nanachi found something. The darkest places still must be traversed before the dawn comes. Okay, we've got the title, Dawn of the Deep Soul. And then we've got the map now. It's some beautiful orchestral arrangement. The music in this is amazing. Is that the city? Oh, I mean, this is where they are now, with the waterfalls. The Sea of Corpses, that's right. How is Nanachi even going back to Bondrewd? Like, psychologically, how is Nanachi doing this after everything that Bondrewd did to Midi? I don't know. Okay, it's a reservoir. This is so dangerous. So something exploded and that's why they have a path through. Amashirama. They gotta look for food down here too. Oh no. Are they gonna eat that? Oh, that looks nasty. And I like seafood. I would not want to look at that before I ate it. I'd just close my eyes and eat it. I love that they're giving little how to cook it tips in the corner. Oh, sashimi. Oh, it looks like... Yeah, Nanachi is me. Of course, it tastes nice. Rico style sashimi. I mean, it is true some foods look awful, but they do taste okay. Ugh, it just looks like giant's boogers or something. Do we? That's the first time we've seen Nanachi without their, I guess, hat thing. What does he suspect? When they meet her again. No, I think he is genuinely moved. Yeah. I thought so. It's just, I don't know. It does seem like Nanachi has put down a, the burden of MIDI, at least for now. And Rico is still being so optimistic. Still believing that there are answers down at the bottom. We forget that Nanachi also was one of those kids that dreamt about going to the bottom of the abyss and then just everything turned to shit. Sea of the Corpses. It's very similar to, I guess, Hades, where you have to cross in that boat. And the waters, I don't know. I've forgotten my Greek mythology, but I think there are like dead bodies in the waters, like lost souls. Yeah, remember all those like skeletons they found in the prayer position? We still don't know much about that. Oh, that's the lookout. So that this is the Marulk of this layer of Bondrewd's camp. Knowledge is power. I love how smart Nanachi is, just so whip smart. Papa. No, he doesn't have a kid, does he? outfit is really interesting. Reg's gonna break, isn't he? How is such a sweet child still here? Oh god, oh god. Damn, that's slow mo. And the echo of his footsteps. Nanachi looks so terrified. He's gonna pick her up, isn't he? So ironic. The other girls. Oh my god, it gives me such the chills. Oh god, Reg. He doesn't care. It's to him it's just all an experiment. Finds it slightly interesting. Rico has Lyzas. Your worth. Maybe Reg can somehow operate it. He does have some kind of connection to Lyza. I hate him so much. He's very interesting though, like very intriguing character. He plays the whole benevolent leader very well. I just wonder if Brushka knows about all of the hollows that are just lying around at the bottom on the 6th layer because of her dad's experiments. And if she does but doesn't think anything of it, that's super scary. And his bunch of cronies at the back too. Just very strong deja vu when they first reached the 2nd layer, Ozen's camp. Like Marulk giving them the tour, and we all thought that Ozen was terrible. I thought that Ozen was this terrible person. And then it turned out in the end that she wasn't as bad as we thought, but I really don't think there's anyone worse than Bondrewd. Flower of the Dawn. Maybe she is an experiment. Like, I don't know, grew her in some test tube. It's a good question Nanachi asked though, like what is Bondrewd's purpose of introducing Pushka to them? It's kind of using her as some kind of leverage. I don't know. It's Lyza's symbol that keeps changing. Ah, interesting. Oh, damn. So they're preparing to defeat Bondrewd in some way? Nanachi's going all out to help them. I just keep wondering if there's some other ulterior motive. Not bad motive, but just something else that they want to get done. Or if it's just kind of revenge, I guess, for Midi. I'm dreading this conversation. He just doesn't get it. The language that he uses, like, oh, it's a wonderful miracle, you know. Just completely skipping over all of the horrific stuff that Minnie and Nanachi had to go through. It's crazy. What is she gonna find? Again, deja vu. That monster that she found at the Seeker camp. She's gonna go down it. Nope. I'm surprised. It's because she's not hungry, that's why. This music. Something bad is coming. It's not vomit anymore, it's blood. Is this another hallucination? Oh, it's like it's dissolving. Is it kind of what happened to Midi, but not physically? But there is that cut on her face. Mm. Wait, what? The doors were all locked, but she was able to get into Rico's room? Was that the point? Oh. No, is that a kid? Uh, I don't know. I have a very strong feeling that that is a kid that was ruined by Bondrewd. The experiment going down the shafts. Just kind of looked very similar to Midi as well. I don't know. Isn't he kind of like raising her up to sort of like how you raise a cow up for slaughter? Look at all those like kids that are still alive down there. So many nice flowery words about humanity and love and family. The enthusiasm in his voice is chilling. Why? To let Reg and Rico go down. Yeah. God damn it. Oh, they're gonna take him apart. Oh my god. Oh no. Oh shit. Oh no. Oh god. Oh my god. Just that blood that came out of his arm. Oh my god. Oh. What the heck? Oh, that's what was up those stairs. Does she actually have clout? Or oh, they got led right into this. What is she gonna do? What were they gonna do to her? I mean, I don't know why they would go back in the first place. Like, okay, it's the only way you can get down to the 6th layer, maybe? I don't know. Yes. Oh, girl, I would go with them. But I get it. She's been raised by Bondrewd. It's gonna take more for her to completely be like, okay, my dad is a complete psychopath. I need to go. She's so sweet. She clearly did not suspect anything of Bondrewd up until this point. What? While she's outside. Rehash of what happened when Rico was down and almost dead and dying. It was a precious doll to you. So oblivious. Oh my gosh, Rico, what are you gonna do? Oh, I don't know if that's gonna work. It's a nice trap though. It's a nice setup. Okay, but they're all leaving Bondrewd alone. Phantom Pain. I mean, the whole idea was to kill them, right? Or at least turn them into monsters. Of course, he has a way out. So he's using Reg's incinerator. Wait. Knew it wasn't going to be that easy. Well, those excavators, I think they're gone. Wait. Oh my god. He's like 5 steps ahead. I don't know what Red can do without his arm. His incinerator arm. Oh, what was that? Rico. Oh no. I don't know. I feel like his suit slash coat is too protective. Yeah, the fact that he can see through Nanachi's eyes is crazy. Also, Nanachi is using the exact same strategy that she used with Orby, like, you know, making Reg look one way but then telling him to move in another direction. Ah, that's awesome. Nanachi is a boss. Such a Slytherin. Naruhodo. He's so far gone that even when his life is in danger, he's just like marveling at how wonderful their strategy is. Oh, I don't know if anything's gonna happen though. It has to though, right? Is that it? Is he a hollow now? Like, just to make sure, Rick was like, I need to find a big enough rock. Because he killed someone. And you're not like Bondrewd where you don't care. Oh no. Is that it then? That's the end of Bondrewd? Oh my god. So that's it. He's the new king. He can transfer bodies? No. Wait. What is that tail? Your organs will just be inverted a bit. Or, yeah, okay, so I don't know, it's like he shares his consciousness between all the bodies, so. Damn. It was her love. Man, this is some like Harry Potter stuff. Like, the because of Harry's mom's love for him, he was able to repel the curse of Voldemort. So what is he gonna let them use the shaft then to go down to the 6th layer? Because they passed his trials. That was some reverse card, man. I was not expecting that. Oh my god, what? No. So get rid of everything that makes a human. Yes, we get it. Rag is very human-like. I don't know, man. It's a bit weird. Oh, I really love this version of that song. It's like a different version of the original one. The end is the beginning, and the beginning is the end. To be armed with an orbade. Armed, one, pun. But also, Rico doesn't really see Reg like that. It's more like he's her companion, best friend. What did they do to her? I mean, we've only known her for like this first half of the movie, but her character is so bright and so likable. Are they gonna go back for Priska? Oh, okay, that explains it. You probably stole it. So it's not mask dependent. Okay, so they're gonna destroy the machine, whatever it is that allows Bondrewd to transfer his mind or his soul. I don't know, man. You don't know that. Where did they get all those gadgets, like those sun spheres and stuff? I guess maybe Nanachi had a stock of them. Also, Bondrewd has to know that they're coming after him again. Like, how else can they just walk in there? I guess he's just so confident that he can just transfer it to another body that it doesn't matter to him. He did lose his memory. Oh shit. It's like how, I mean, he did lose his memory when he first went up to the surface, but this is really different. It's like dark, Reg. It's kind of like how they all gravitate towards Rico, like Mitty did. No, I don't want to see this. I don't know what she's become. Isn't that the room where Mitty was held when Bondrewd was doing all those, like cutting off their limbs and stuff? Oh my god. So they're like, the reason why he can withstand the curse is that he makes kids into dumplings. Look at how many there are. Oh my god. You can't go back though. How can you go back from being like, I don't know, a cartridge to back to being a kid? You just can't. And hence Lyza. So they have to love the white whistle. Oh, you can use your own body. Well, that's the question. Oh. Whoa, okay, I have to like review all of this lore that we just like barreled through. Okay, I don't think that they counted for Reg turning into this though. Oh my god, what happened to you, Reg? And he's just, oh, excellent. This is wonderful. What is that? Is that like Reg's final form? I don't know, original form? He's not hesitating at all. That's not Reg. Why are you running after Mania? Whoa, he just like released the purple light from his mask. Wait, no, he didn't get him. Oh, he got a part of the helmet. What was that? It's like an eye within an eye within an eye. I don't think he's a person at all now. What? He's got so many tricks up his sleeve. That is not fair. So all of these cartridges enable him to do all these different tricks, right? Oh, it's not what I expected it to look like. Yep. Reminding him of who Rico is. I don't know if there's enough left in him to remember. He destroyed everything. He did, right? Yep, that's everything. Rico's not dead, but I don't know. There she is. That like Lyza? That's definitely Lyza's hair, right? Wait, so there's okay. So there's a part of Lyza's soul that is in Reg? Or oh my god, the whole like you have to sacrifice your body in order to get that whistle or the relic. So I don't know. My brain is still ticking over the implications. Where did he come from? There's so much stuff going on that my brain is like sagging under the amount of information that we've been given. Okay, but the whole Liza's soul is somewhere in Reg is definitely where this is going. Oh my god. They all have names. Oh my god, he's so unhinged. Wait, okay, so also Reg missed on purpose? Or he didn't mean to, or something made him miss? I don't know what's going on. In any case, Bondrewd is still alive. Like, I don't know how many bodies he has to use. Hmm. It's definitely Lyza helping him, right? Also, did he just turn his hand into a fairy arm? Kind of looks like Nanachi's. It's like choir of kids singing. It makes it all very eerie. What is that stuff that's coming out of him? It's almost like tentacles. He has to use them up, right? Yeah. So I guess Reg is just buying time at this point, and then while Rico tries to destroy the Zooholic. I hate that he still calls them by their names, even as he's using their cartridges. Their leftover body bits to power himself. It's just nuts. It's like such a thin veneer of humanity. Whoa, what is Reg doing? God. Okay, this is his true form. Yeah, so he was already turned into a monster, but I don't know. Oh, is it because oh my god, every time he uses up a cartridge, it like so basically he's getting what Nanachi got, but like 15, 20 times over, which is why his body keeps evolving like that. Okay. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's Pushka. Oh my god. He's like, oh man, he was gonna keep his promise to Prishka. He just takes the most wholesome things and then just twists it into such an unrecognizable format where he can just barely say Well, I do keep my promise. Like, you will see the dawn with me, but just as, a squished up itty bitty thing, and you'll be part of me. You'll be giving me the power to go up to the surface. Oh my god. That's Mini all over again, but kind of worse. No, let's turn her into like a human dumpling. So he healed her? I love this violin version of the theme. Like the Or theme, actually. He sees everything though. my god. So I guess like Nanachi, she helped with all of that, like children pulp business, and just didn't give it a second thought. Oh, I love how they're cycling through all of the themes, but just in a different version. You listen to the background music. This is like Lyza's theme? I don't know. Not sure. And now she's in a suitcase. Oh my god. Oh. Oh my god. Oh. They're like human batteries. Okay, so doesn't that then make him indestructible? That's why he's like, as long as you love me, I will survive, because oh my god. Oh. Oh my god. Missed. What is that? Some idealized version of what's happening. He just wanted one last sniff before dying. God, that illustration of them all going on their adventure. I mean, when your body has become like that and your soul is almost completely gone, these are the kinds of things that you thrive on, right? Can't believe he gets this moment of reprieve. Again, so supremely messed up. Yeah. Thank you. Is that it then? His last body has been destroyed. And Pushka's soul and his soul has been released, right? That's what that illustration was kind of going for. Yeah. Breg needs to destroy her though, right? To set her free, kind of like MIDI. Oh god. Oh, look at her. It's just. Is that a white whistle? Oh no. That's Rico's white whistle. Wait, what? Wait, no. But so it is Rico's. Wow. Okay, so is that how all white whistles are created? Like, I don't know, like. Oh, but is it because Reg was able to recharge and that's why he's restored his incinerator uses. So weird thinking that Rico has a white whistle now. Hello. Of course he wasn't gone. And in this way, Pushka gets to go on their adventure as well. Oh, see, it's that twist. It's a Eucatastrophe twist. We've heard that before, but said by Lyza. Also, that thing looks like an eyeball, like the eye that's looking out of the suitcase or whatever. I mean, it's amazing how they're just going down without even really knowing if they can ever come back up. I mean, I guess Nanachi. What? What happened? She's too fluffy? Is that it? Hey, there's that like juxtaposition of the light against the dark. I'm gonna guess there are ending, I guess, I don't know, parts to this, sort of previewing the next season of Made in Abyss, I'm gonna say. Oh, I really love the just watching the sinking of that eye shaped thing going down to the bottom to the 6th layer. Man, that was insane. I feel like we got smacked with a mountain worth of lore, and I didn't 100% get everything. But so with the creation of the white whistles, obviously it has to be something that you sacrifice willingly. For Bondrewd, though, he was able to sacrifice his own body in order to create his clasped hands whistle. Oh, sorry, just want to listen to this song. What are those bones at the bottom of the sea? Look like human bones. But yeah, so for Rico's white whistle, which turned out to be Pushka's heart, I guess? I don't know. Maybe it just took the form of a heart because Pushka, that was, Pushka being, I guess, giving her love to Rico. It wasn't really Rico, she was giving it to Bondrewd as well through the cartridge. But in the end, it was for Rico because her final request was for Bondrewd, her dad, to not hurt them or to reconcile with them and I guess let them go on their adventure. And so just thinking it through, like how these white whistles are made. Okay, essentially it has to come at someone's willing the greatest ultimate sacrifice, and it's like a condensation of their, I don't know, their soul and whatever's left of their body, which makes me really wonder what Lyza and Ozen's white whistles were made of, like, or who, because it has to be human. I don't know. I'm also very intrigued to think about why it was that when Reg was suddenly overtaken by these presences inside him, that they showed. I'm 99% sure it was Lyza, like her hair just flowing out. And so when he was fighting Bondrewd, when his eyes had gone all dark, like he'd gone to the dark side and just completely lost his grip on himself, it was someone else controlling his body, and possibly it would have been Lyza, but he also said it was like there were other presences, so it was more than one. I don't know what's up there. But I hypothesize that Lyza somehow found a way to put herself inside, her soul inside the Obeyed somehow. Almost in the same way that a white whistle is created. I don't know, guys. I would love to hear what you guys think. It's so crazy. Okay, do we get an ending cut or not? Nope, I guess that's it. Okay, that is the end of Dawn of the Deep Soul. Oh man, guys, I went into this expecting, based on what happened in episode 13, some horrific stuff to happen. But this story again exceeded my wildest expectations and gave us the backstory of what happened to the rest of the kids who were basically turned into human dumplings and then stuffed into suitcases to act as battery packs, in a sense, for Bondrewd so that he wouldn't get hit with the curse when he ascends the abyss. And then Pushka, his daughter, I think prevented Bondrewd from exploding from the inside out as he ascended from the 6th layer when he was fighting Reg, because he mentioned that he had received the blessing instead of the curse. So calling back to what happened to Nanachi when, due to Mitty's love for her, Nanachi was able to survive the ascent in that chamber, which means that every time Bondrewd gets hit by the curse, I think it transfers over onto whoever is being his cartridge at that time, which makes him so much worse than even what episode 13 made him out to be. Because I couldn't process it at the time when I was watching the movie, but as soon as I stopped and I gathered my thoughts, I was like, man, this dude is so far gone, even beyond what I had thought he was. And then, of course, as I was raving about during the end credits, you know, everything ends up all fine and good. Like, Rico gets a white whistle out of all of this due to Pushka's final sacrifice. And so, in a way, Pushka's personal wish of going on an adventure with them is coming true, because a part of her is now making the last dive with Reg, Rico, and Nanachi. So that's all good. It's all good. Bondrewd has finally let them go, because after all of the times that they tried to kill him, and kind of successfully, he had that final, I'm not going to call it emotional, was it, I don't know what it was, but he had that moment with Nanachi where he said how proud he was of them, of their strategizing and using their wits to trick him and to overcome him several times. And so even though they didn't actually end up destroying the Zoaholic, or preventing Bondrewd from, again, just transferring his consciousness into another body, it was like they came to some kind of final agreement that this is where we'll stop fighting, you know, because we respect each other. And I don't know how I feel about that. He definitely deserves his comeuppance and to be finally destroyed in his final form and never be allowed to come back, but obviously that's not going to happen. I don't know if they didn't destroy the Zoaholic and therefore his ability to just keep living forever because they couldn't, like they didn't have enough time to find it or something. Or there's this other weird feeling that I have that they just let him kind of go, because Nanachi at the end says, you know, I wish I had destroyed the mask. So it suggests that they had a chance to destroy it, but they didn't. To destroy the mask and also the relic that's powering it. So was it out of some kind of lingering sense of affection on Nanachi's part, or was it out of like respect for Prishka's enduring love for Bondrewd? Yeah, I don't know. It's a mystery to me. So guys, that was Dawn of the Deep Soul, which concludes this crazy journey into the abyss for now. I would love to hear your thoughts about the movie or the entire series, or what you think will happen in season 2, which has been announced for next year, I believe. I have to end this reaction now, but I'm sure there will be many more thoughts that come to me afterwards. So as always, I will meet you in the comments, and I hope you enjoyed watching Made in Abyss with me. I had a great time, even if it was at times really difficult to watch. Remember to check out what animes I have on the to watch list, and if you don't see an anime there that you feel really should be there, please do let me know in the comments, and I will put out an update video on what animes will be right after Made in Abyss as soon as I finish K-On! And I guess reading through Hoseki no Kini. So until next time we chat, guys, do take care of yourselves, and I will see you guys hopefully very soon.